Hello, Prop Juice community. Welcome in. It's Monday. I'm still coming off that high of the weekend. We did a really awesome weekend. We crushed it this weekend. Made a 310% profit. Approximately bet around 1900 bucks, somewhere in there, and we ended up with around 6,000. So Prop Juice did pretty good. I think it works. So we're excited to share that news with you guys. Thought we'd kind of go over game recaps here and kind of like go through what we did. So we were 13-2 on money lines, and we were 8-7 on spreads, and we got more totals right than wrong. I haven't done the full calculation on that, but we hit a lot of bets on the totals. So I should probably take inventory on that and update you guys on our totals models the next time we get a chance to chat. But I did want to go through, we got Vikings and Bears tonight, so we'll walk you through that one. But I wanted to go through, we got the Eagles money line. We did not get the spread right. Cowboys covered. I did take a minus 2.5 and won those because we did that little risk assessment with the spread predictor. So I took 2.5s on that and won that, and some money lines. We got the Chargers upset victory. We perfectly predicted that model. We even had a model perfectly predict the score. Quan Edge predicted 27-21, so kudos to Quan Edge. We got the Bucks. We got the spread on the Bucks. We got the Bengals. We did not get the spread. We did not get Burrow's over. Like, what happened to Burrow and the Bengals, man? They had that slow start again, which I warned you about. That's why we set up the two parlays where they were in one of them, but they weren't in the other one. They came through for us, so that's good, but they didn't come through on the spread. We had them winning kind of big there. My minus 2.5 didn't even cash. Colts blew the Dolphins out. Like, what is the Dolphins? Like, are they a college team or what? I mean, they got blown out 33-8. So that'll be interesting moving forward. We definitely got the money line on that. That was an interesting game. We had the Colts and the money line spreads on that, and they both cashed. I even took a live bet during that game, minus 11.5, and cashed that one. We called the Raiders upset. We had the Raiders covering this game plus 2.5, and they actually took the money line. So that was a good call. We had the Cardinals covering and winning, so we won that one. We had this one flipped. Remember, we went through the spread predictions last week, and I said this should be flipped because Aaron Rodgers is now the quarterback for the Steelers. So we were pretty much taking the Steelers. We'd flip those estimates around. We got it right. Aaron Rodgers came through at the very end. He had 4 touchdown passes. Prop Juice also had over 2 touchdown passes and over his passing prop, both of which he hit, so we were good on that. The Commanders were dominant against the Giants. We had a minus 6 spread that we cashed. The Jags destroyed the Panthers. We actually had a plus 3.5 on the Panthers. We're going to have to reconsider that moving forward. Hopefully we get better data coming out of the Panthers and the Jags coming up this week. The Jags look pretty good. Hunter looked good. Trevor Lawrence looked good. And then the defense obviously looked good because they bottled up Bryce Young and Hubbard. So we got the Broncos correct. That was a wild game. I mean, it didn't become clear until the end. We actually had the Titans covering this game at 8.5, and they did. They covered. So that was cool. And we had the Broncos winning, so both of those were correct. The Niners and the Seahawks. We had the Niners winning. Or no, actually, we had the Seahawks winning. I think we had the Niners money line, Seahawks covering. Niners win. Seahawks did not cover, so we lost that spread bet. We had the Lions winning. This was one of those I was really just wanted to stay away from. I thought the Packers were going to win this game, especially with the addition of Michael Parsons, but our data was saying the Lions, so I didn't really put a lot on this. I took Packers plus 3.5, Packers plus 7.5, just because I wanted to go against what I thought the data was saying, because they lost 2 coordinators, and they looked lost. I mean, they didn't have Ragnow in the middle of that line to shore up the pass rush, and they couldn't run the ball. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Detroit. They're going to have a long season if you ask me. I think Packers are winning that division and moving on to the NFC Championship game. Rams won. Stafford looked good. That's my boy. He was looking pretty good, especially coming off the back injury and all that kind of stuff. So I was concerned about that game because of all we had heard. He hadn't practiced and all that kind of stuff, but he looked good. They took care of the Texans. And then last night, oh my goodness, we had a treat. Did we not? I mean, we had the Ravens plus +0.5 as our like money line. You're like, that's a coin flip, right? And then and so our spreads were going both ways. We had spreads going to the left and spreads going to the right, and so it was just like, which side are we going to take on this game? And so I said I can't make a decision, and the data's not telling me clearly, so I'm either going to stay away. But who wants to stay away on Sunday Night Football? So we went ahead and added the Bills at plus 3.5. Okay, and on some of them, and then I added the Ravens plus 8.5 on some of them. So midway into the game, I'm feeling good about my 8.5. I'm feeling really bad about my Bills 3.5, and that's what's on our posted parlay on our parlay page. So let me take you to that page. So this is our parlay page, and essentially, here's our big parlay at 27.08, and it was about to go down right here with this Bills at plus 3.5. But old Josh Allen put the Bills on his back, baby, after Derrick Henry coughed up that fumble, and he took care of business. I can't believe that game. That was such a treat. What a game. What madness it went over. I mean, so I took a squeeze. I had the Ravens plus 4.5 and the Bills plus 4.5, and then I had over 40, over 45. And then I had a couple of touchdowns in there, and then I had a touchdown parlay. I had Allen, I had Cook, I had Lamar Jackson, and Derrick Henry. So all four of those scored. That was I think $10 paid $415. That was a 40-50 plus 4,050. So that was a good cash. And we cashed all these parlays all day, man. So what a great night last night. But we cashed 3 out of 4 parlays. The only parlay we missed was the one we were big on. We thought Burrow was going to light it up and take care of business, man. But this one leg killed us out of all these legs we put together this weekend, man. That's pretty impressive, man. So that's 10, 6, 5. That's 21. 21 and 8 is 29 legs. We had one miss. We were 28 of 29 legs. Heck yeah, man, that's a win. So let's hope. Well, I guess we're 27 of 29. We got to have this Vikings, man. Come on, Vikings. Come on, man. We need McCarthy, the rookie, to play better than Caleb, man. So hopefully that's going to happen. So anyway, that's what we got. We had a terrific weekend. I mean, I couldn't lose yesterday. I felt like, I don't know, man. I took a distribution out of my DraftKings account after the late games because I'd made so much money. I thought, I'm taking this out and putting it away. And then I made a few more bets, and then all of a sudden there was another $2,000 that hit my account after the game. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? And we got another 900 riding tonight. We got $60 to make 800 and something. Yeah, we got a pretty good return on investment hopefully happening tonight. Don't jinx ourselves. Come on, Vikings. Let's go, baby. All right. So let's get into tonight's game. So, by the way, we've got the Thursday night game up here, so you might want to peek at it. We got the Commanders covering at plus 3.5. And we got the money line as an upset, man, a potential upset. So that's kind of interesting, man. We'll have to take a look at that game a little bit more. But we got Green Bay and Washington. Green Bay they looked good, man, against Detroit. So we'll have to dive into that game on the podcast this week. And also as we hit our Thursday recap, we'll maybe preview this game. So that's what we got coming up. But let's take a look at tonight. Tonight we got the Vikings money line. That's good. That's good for us. Who needs Vikings plus 3? So we're actually having them with a 61% chance to win this game. And then our spreads actually that they cover 1.5. Our consensus spread is around -3. So you might even do a field goal in this game, or you might take the cover on this -1.5. If you look at these at the totals projections, I think we've got an under pretty closely. So 43.5, you can move this up to like 45 if you feel better, and take the under to 65% probability, or you can move it up to 70% probability, which is like 47. So tonight's game, I went ahead, since we had a good weekend, I went ahead and put a money line on the Vikings and I think I did under 47, 48 as like a 2-leg parlay. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see. Let's hope it cashes. Let's get into some player props here. Um, let's see. Hawkinson. We think he's going over tonight in terms of his receptions. I think I got him in at a lower value because we only got a 52% chance he hits his line. So I think I moved this back to 25 where it's a 70% probability, and I've got him on a parlay. And then I took DJ Moore for receptions. I think, again, when you got 80%, you go over at 5.5 in our model. I'm going to take that. So I think I took 5+ receptions from DJ Moore on a parlay. And then I think we took DeAndre Swift for passing yards. He's got a 60% probability to go over 15. And then let's see what else we had. Thielen, he got 71%. Now he's back with the Vikings. He played for Carolina last year. He's back in that Kevin O'Connell offense. So he's familiar with it. He knows the plays, right? It's a different quarterback. So, but I think he knows the scheme and the plays. I think it's a pretty good bet. He gets 3 or 4 catches tonight. You might want to dial that back to 3, maybe over 2.5. I mean, it's 84% probability. Let's see what else we got here. We do not have passing for McCarthy because he's a new player. So I can't show you passing yards for McCarthy. We're just not doing that kind of work yet, where we're imputing stats or looking at college. We've got DJ Moore over 57 yards, so you might want to dial him back to 40. He's got an 80% probability to go over 40. I wanted to look at Jefferson because I think we got him going under catches, but we got him going over yards. So, yeah, we got him over 77. Again, you could dial this back to 70, 65. There's a 70% probability. And then in terms of catches, where's Justin Jefferson? There's his reception yard. There it is, receptions. But, see, we got him going under 6.5 catches. So you might want to shoot this to over and give him 4. He tends to catch deep balls. He's he get like 20 yards downfield, 30, 40 yards sometimes. They send him over the middle a little bit, and then they send him on that wide out down the field. Those deep overs and the post routes and the flag routes. So he usually is a downfield receiver. He's not one of these just like take a 1-yard hitch route, or a waggle pass off the end or something. He's more of a get down the field kind of a guy. So, even though we only have him for 3 or 4 catches, he could still get his 70 or 80 yards. All right, so Caleb Williams, we got him going under his yards tonight. We got a 54% going under. I think I was kind of nervous to take him at 190 because that's only a 60% probability he goes over 190. So I didn't really know what to do. I either took him on one of these really low values to kind of pad a parlay, or I didn't take him at all. And then in terms of his completions, I think I got him going over in completions, though. Over 20.5 completions. But it's real suspect, right? He kind of is up and down here. But he's been on the up and up. Ben Johnson's offense, got a new coordinator. He's in the Detroit offense right now. So you got to think about that too. So when you're thinking about this game and you're thinking about these lines and these money lines, you got to think, okay, let's look at the spreads. You got to think, okay, we're looking at Kevin O'Connell in the Vikings, right? He's been at the Vikings. Well, guess who they played a lot? They played the Lions, in that division. And so the Lions offensive coordinator was Ben Johnson. So now you've got the Bears offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, with Caleb Williams. Basically, they're going to run the Detroit offense with Caleb Williams, and then they've got Roma Dunze and DJ Moore, so Roma Dunze and DJ Moore are going to be their two big pass catchers, along with their tight end, and then they got DeAndre Swift coming out of the backfield. So DeAndre Swift's going to play more like Gibbs. He's like a Gibbs, right? He's kind of shifty. He's quick. He's fast, as opposed to like David Montgomery. So you think he's going to play the Gibbs back kind of a thing. So he's going to be your pass catcher out of the backfield. So you might take him on. We don't do this yet, but you might take him on his receiving and his rushing yards, perhaps, and maybe do a parlay to that based on what you're seeing here in his receiving and rushing. There's all kinds of things you can do in this game tonight. But the point I'm making is that you've got a familiar offensive coordinator, going up against a defense that he knows because he's seen it a lot, playing him as the Detroit coordinator. Right now, you got that same offense, different players in Chicago going up against the Vikings. So hopefully, the Vikings defense was really good last year. They're really a top defense, and so if that defense can play defense tonight, then I think they mess with Caleb Williams. And then all we got to worry about is McCarthy being able to, throw the ball a little bit, play action pass. You got Justin Jefferson. I mean, you got Jordan Mason there now. So the question at tailback is, are you going to have Jordan Mason? A lot of people are saying he might get the majority of the carries tonight, as opposed to, is it Aaron Jones? Sorry, I do not have a failed subscription. So he might get the majority of the carries tonight for the Vikings. I heard Harrison Smith's out, so this is probably not a good line to take. I think he's out, which hurts the Vikings secondary going up against Ben Johnson's passing offense with Caleb Williams. But the Bears also have two guys out in the secondary, so I'm thinking that Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson and those guys are going to be able to take advantage of the secondary. So with that, sorry, I keep going back to subscriptions. With that, I'm taking the Vikings. I think it's a pretty safe bet, especially when we've got the points plus 3.5. But I went ahead and took a flyer on the money line tonight. And so good luck. I think we got the under. Some good stats for you. The books killed it this weekend. So let's see, what's the latest story I saw? The unders went 12-3, and everybody bet the overs. So that might be a good omen for tonight, since we have an under. I'm taking the under, and they went 12-3 this weekend. Teams getting 50% of the bets this weekend went 3-12. 3-12. I'm glad I didn't pick those teams. We picked good teams. So the 5 most bet teams, only one of them covered of the 5 most bet teams. So everybody lost money on a lot of those teams. So the fact that we made a 310% return, I'd say Prop Juice is doing pretty good here with our AI. So we're taking advantage of the books. We hope we take advantage of the books again tonight. Maybe do a recap later in the week. It might not be tomorrow. I think we're going to kind of get ready for the podcast. Reminder, Man versus the Machine from the cave, baby. It comes out on Thursday. We're going to drop that on Thursday and be on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. So we hope you turn in. And until then, we'll see you later. Thanks.